Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be making some garden compost, and I thought that I would share with y'all how I do that. Now the number one problem that most people run into when they're trying to make garden compost is not being able to collect enough greens. So you have your two ingredients, your greens and your browns. You need a lot of the greens to get that compost pile started. You want that process to start and heat up. That way it starts breaking down all the organic matter into something useful. And so most people, that's the problem. They can't collect enough greens. A little trick that I like to do is every time that I mow the yard, I like to collect the grass trimmings. For example, we have this really nice St. Augustine grass, and it's pretty long right now, so we need to mow the yard. That's what we're going to do right now, is mow the yard and collect all of the grass trimmings. I'll show y'all what I use them for once we're finished. All right, y'all, so as you can see, we're done mowing, and what we have gathered is 5 buckets. Now these are the 27-gallon tree planter buckets, and we have gathered all of this beautiful St. Augustine grass clippings. 5 full buckets. That's about what my yard can produce. And now the lawn guys are going to tell you that you need to leave this stuff in your grass to help it grow, promote better growth, and they're absolutely right. That's why we collect it to make compost with, because what I would tell the grass guys or the lawn guys, I can't eat St. Augustine. At least I don't think I can. I don't know how it would taste. But what I can eat is beans. Now this is all coming to an end here. I still got a few beans on it. We've got a little watermelon right here. We planted San Marzano, and all the tomatoes are coming to an end as well. It's just a little too hot here in Texas now. The only reason these are still producing is because I've moved them to 100% shade, and even they're dying. But we need to go ahead and get off these cherries here that we have. A couple of little clusters left. But anyway, I can eat this stuff, and this is all compost in these buckets. Tomatoes love compost-rich soil. We also line top layer of our beds with this stuff, and produces great growth. We're actually about to re-prep the beds. This was a purple tomato, and coming to an end also. That one's looking kind of nice though. Looks like it might turn purple. But anyway, now that we have our grass trimmings, we will show y'all how to use these. Okay, now we need just as much, if not more, browns to our greens. And typically you're not going to have an issue finding enough browns. And what I like to tell people is, if you've got a couple of these big guys around, you will have more than enough browns, as they're dropping needles year-round. We have several of these huge pine trees, and as you can see, there is a surplus of pine needles, which is what we will use. I actually have it all raked up here from my yard back in the winter time. I will fill the buckets, and then we'll actually head over to our compost pile. Okay, we got our browns and our greens where we want to start the pile in all of our buckets. And now remember, for the browns, you can use anything: leaves, straw, pine straw, sticks, mulch. Usually people don't have an issue finding enough browns. There's plenty of it laying around your property. The issue typically comes with finding enough greens, hence why I like to use the grass trimmings. Yes, you can use kitchen scraps and leftover garden items. If you have a big garden, that'll work, but kitchen scraps typically kind of hard because you need a lot of greens to really get the pile going at first. And so a big surplus of greens is really helpful. I've found that grass trimmings is really the easiest way to do it, and you get to mow your yard often, so you can have several piles of compost going at once. Now all we're gonna do is layer the compost. So we're gonna dump a bucket of green and then brown on top, green, brown, and so forth. Okay, now you might not be able to tell on video, but this is a rather large pile of greens and browns, and we layered them. Now, what this is gonna do, the browns are gonna mix nicely with these greens. The greens are gonna start reacting, and this puppy will get real hot. About 140 degrees is what we're shooting for while we're hot composting. And what that's gonna do is kill all of the seeds, maybe that were in some weeds that we got in there, and other bacteria that we don't really want. And what we will be left with is a rich soil-like material on the inside. Now, if you want to speed this process up, you can come out and turn it about once a week, mix it around, and keep the reactions going. Me personally, I have several piles of these. As you can see, this one has shrunk. It'll go down quite a bit, as you can tell, but I kind of prefer the hot composting slow method, if you will, or the lazy method. And I don't personally turn mine. I let it sit, and then after about 2 to 3 months, you can come out, dig down into the inside, and this is what you will be left with. Some very rich organic material that is completely broken down and looks absolutely great. Layer the top of your bed with this stuff. No need for fertilizer. Organic fertilizer right here. Better than store-bought. All right, so there you have it. How to compost with just simple materials found around your yard. And I guarantee you, your flower bed or your raised garden bed or whatever you're planting is gonna thank you for it. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. Until next, God bless each and every one of y'all. And until next time, I guess we're farmers.